This should be review. This is not new. You learned this last year in Algebra 2. Okay, so this should look familiar. Okay, so first of all, what you need to do when you go ahead and multiply matrices is you need to write their dimensions down. And that's what M by N and N by P symbolize. They symbolize the matrix dimensions. And so in order for us to multiply two matrices together, these middle ones must match. If they don't, you can't do it and you're done and you just write can't do, or you write not defined. Okay? And so the resulting matrix will be an M by P. Okay, so biggest thing, that's the first thing you've got to check every time. So with that in mind, we'll see how well you remember. Is A times B defined? And so notice I've already given you the dimensions of A and the dimensions of B. So is that defined based on what I told you? Yes or no? So go ahead and type in your answer. Let's see how you did. Yes, nice job. What will your resulting matrix be? A 2 by 2. Great, good job. All right, so is BA defined? Yes or no? Is BA defined? And it is. Okay, now this is what you need to do. If you're actually like calculating this one, it's best to write, here's B, here's A. What is your resulting matrix going to be? A 3 by 3. So see, that's a little different because if you notice on the other slide, it was A, B, exact same dimensions. You got a 2 by 2. If you do BA, you get a 3 by 3. So the thing about multiplication is order matters. Okay. All right, here you go. Is AB defined? I'll get that out of the way so you can see. No, nice job. Okay, because they don't match. So let's try another one. Is BA defined? So the exact same matrices. Just flip them. And yes, it is defined. What will your resulting matrix be? What's it? You said it, right? 4 by 1, because your 3's cancel. So that's the first step you need to do. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're actually going to go and get started. You see, I don't think I skipped one. Let me see. No, I didn't skip one. So here we go. Find AB. Now I'm going to use some colors. So if some of you have pens and you want to kind of color and go with, it might help a little bit. I don't know if you remember this from last year. Now we're going to calculate these by hand. Eventually you will be able to use your graphing calculators. And so for this test you have a graphing calculator portion and a non-graphing calculator portion. Okay, so it's really important that you still understand how to do these without the graphing calculator. Okay, so dimensions of A. 3 by 2. What are the dimensions of B? 2 by 3. Now, has everybody seen where the dimensions come from? Remember, it's rows by columns. Okay, so what's my resulting matrix going to be? 3 by 3. Okay, so we're going to start. I will always start with the rows in the first set of matrices. So I'm going to take row 1, and I'm going to take that times column 1. Now I'm going to go ahead and write every possible step. So in this case, what's going to happen is I'm going to take 2 times negative 3. And I'm going to add to that 5 5 times 0. Okay, now real quick, let's go through that again. First times first plus second times second. So once you use a number to multiply it, you move on to the next number. Okay? So once I use this 2, I don't stick with the 2, I move on to the 5. First times first plus second times second. All right, let's move on to the next one. I've got row 1, column 2. So I'm going to take first, so 2 times 6 plus 5 times negative 2. And then I'm going to do row 1 and what? Column 3. So I'm going to take 2 times and then 5 times 5. Now, if you notice, all of the numbers outside the parentheses all match. The 2's always first and the 5's always next. So let's start. Where do I go next? Negative 4 times negative 3. So I'm going to take negative 4 times negative 3. I've used the negative 4, so I move on to the next number, which is 3 times 0. What do you notice about the parenthesis numbers? They match up. Surprise, surprise. Okay, so let's go again. So row 2 times column 2. So I'm going to get negative 4 times 6 plus 3 times negative 2. Once again, parentheses should match up. They do. And then row 2. Yep, negative 4 times 1 plus 3 times 5. Once again, you should observe in that row, all of the numbers outside the parentheses should match up. Okay? So on to row 3. Row 1 times column 1. So 1 times negative 3 plus negative 7 times 0. Now you're not maybe going to have to write out all of this every time. Once you start remembering it, you might only need to write out the numbers. Okay, so let's go ahead and start row 3 with column 2. So I have 1 times 6 plus negative 7 times negative 2. And then last but not least, and I'll be honest with you, I picked one of the longest ones to start with. Okay, so this is one of the longer ones that you'll need to do. Okay, and so 1 times 1 plus negative 7 times 5. And so then now, right, and this is what I'm actually going to do right now. I'm just going to go through individually and just put what the small numbers are, our small expressions are. So 2 times negative 3 is going to give me negative 6, 0. See how I'm doing that? What do I get here from this round? 12, negative 10. So I'm just going to do the multiplication. I'll go back and do the addition in a little bit. What do I get here? 225. 12. Nice job. Okay, keep going. Okay. Okay, good job. Yep. Okay. Okay, now by doing that, we were able to go through fairly quick. Now we're going to go ahead and put the numbers in. So let's start. I have negative 6 plus 0. Negative 6. 12 plus negative 10. 2. What should it be? 27. Okay, what about the next row? 12? Yep. 11? Yep. negative 34. Nice job. So that was one of the longer ones because that, in fact, our final answer was a 3 by 3. Will they all be this in depth and this long? No. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and look at another one. So, what do you get? 2 by 2? 2 by 2. So it is a 2 by 2. Okay, so on this one, I'm going to show you what I meant about a shortcut. Okay. Well, I don't want to say a shortcut, but row 1 and column 1. So if I take first times first, what do I get? 6. Second times second, what do I get? Negative 2. So 2 times 3 plus 1 times negative 2. Okay, let's do this one. Row 1, column 2. Negative, nice job, plus. Good, perfect. Okay, so on this next one, let's do row 2, column 1. So negative 12 plus 0. And then on the next one, I get 20 plus 0. Four, negative 9, negative 12, and 20. Nice job. Okay. So see, instead of necessarily writing everything out, you might not need to. You could actually go to this step. The reason why I put that other step on there, though, is we needed a little bit of a refresher. So let's look at this last one. Okay, now this one is actually a fun one. I really like this one. That's why we're going to look at it. And it is a little different because you only have one column and one row. So, I know, the B times there would be. So this is a 3 by 1. What's the other one? 1 by 3. So what's my answer going to be? A 3 by 3. Now you're probably wondering, well, how does that work? And I'm going to be honest with you, this actually works really slick. Okay, so I'm going to take row 1 times column 1. And what do you get? Negative 6. I'm going to now take row 1 times column 2. And what do you get? 12. I'm now going to take row 1, column 3, and what do you get? 2. So see, it's really not that bad. Row 2, column 1, what do you get? 12. Row 2, column 2, negative 24. Row 2, column 3, negative 4. Okay. Okay, so I end up getting negative 3 from that first one. And then I end up getting 6. And then I get 1. So see, what you thought was going to be really bad actually turned out not to be as bad. Okay, now you've got a somewhat short assignment. It's 1 through 8 on page 383. Now, on Monday, we have some of you gone for County Government Day, so we're not going to move on just because it's going to take most of the people out of the class. On Tuesday, though, Tuesday's really important that you be here because we're going to finish up section 2. Okay? So, this will be checked on Tuesday.